Well, morning diggers, and it seems like winter again. It's been raining overnight. I got my wet gear on, I got my sweatshirt on, and it's supposed to be the summer. What can you say? Anyway, back from those two group digs, the UK History Finders and the East of England Rallies. They were good. Loads of people about. I'm not really keen on that sort of stuff, but it was good. I mingled with a couple of people and had a good chat and seen some good finds and went for miles and miles and miles, and that's about it really. But yeah, been out yesterday. I forgot to do my intro today, so I'm doing it now. But we're going over these fields. We've been on this lot last week and the grass has come up a little bit, just a little bit of rain, that's all it takes, and then bang, up it comes. But anyway, yeah, a couple of other things. The Facebook group's doing really well, and if you want to intermingle on that and have a little chat and get involved and post finds and just help ID things, have a look on there. Have a look on my Facebook page. It's in the link in the beginning. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the first hole. Well, out with the Manticore, look. First dig of the day. This thing. I don't know what it is. It's a thermometer of sorts, I think. So a little zoom in on that. See? Free. Something over there. Freeze includes something or other. Don't know. Something fairly old from the 50s. Don't know. I'm saying thermometer. Maybe. What are you saying? What are you saying, guys? God, look at this thing. I thought it was gold actually, but look. I don't know what it says. I'll try and clean it up and get what it says off of there. It's a button. Gold gilded button. Is it that way? Stand something or other. Bloody hell. Oh dear. That's what I call hitting the post. Never mind. Well, this is an interesting one. This is a little foot pattern here, look. So I'll put up a little thing of what it used to look like years ago at the end of this clip, or this little bit. It's a foot pattern which had a bit of wood going across here, and it was tied to your shoe so you wouldn't get your dress all muddy, or your clothes or your trousers all muddy walking across here when it was muddy. So that's sort of 1600 to 1750, that one. It's called a foot pattern. And this one, I've never found these sort of bullets over here, which is quite odd, but this one's quite heavy. You wouldn't want to get hit by that. I don't know exactly what sort of bullet it is, but let's go on back a bit. Well, we've not had loads of luck, but what we have had is some odd button, a two-piece button, and this. Right, okay. I know what it is, but do you? You can have a little bit of a zoom in. See what you think. I've got a rough idea. I don't even want to give you a clue, actually. No clues. There you go, over to you. I've been digging a fair bit up. I think this is a spindle whorl. I think this is one of those things that go on those cow horns to stop them from hurting each other. There's a toasty there. There's a George there. I'll just go in on that one. There he is, old George. He looks happy. Ugh, happier than me. I'm not finding a lot, and there's another toasty there. So there's stuff coming up, but not much at the minute. But there's bits. I always like to see these. Who screwed them on the cow's horn and all that sort of stuff. And this, I think, is a spindle whorl. It could be a big fat lead washer, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, these are the things that sometimes catch you out. It's like a palm guard, but that's bloody deep, that thing. That come up way over 90, I think in 94 or something like that. It was sort of wispy on the top, and as you got down deeper, I could tell it wasn't trash, but yeah, palm guard. I expect the same sort of signal you'd have got with a Deus as well. But yeah, if you do get something that's really deep, 9 times out of 10, it's one massive, hoosive bit of lead. This is quite nice, look. Old button, nice pattern on it as well. We reckon that's about 1600, that thing. It's got a broken shank, but nevertheless, I know it's a button, but it's a lovely little button. Beautiful. Well, this is quite interesting, look. I can't quite see what it says. It's something to do with a horse band that goes over the nose of a horse. it opens up. But yeah, Merchant Street, Bristol. Yeah, Maker, something or other, up there. Merchant Street, Bristol. What a thing that is to find. Lovely thing too. I'd imagine that's 40s, something like that. Oh, I just had a nice little relic up. Look at this. I reckon this is a key. I don't know if it's a watch key or not. What do you reckon? Let's try and get some focus on it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What do you think? Go on. Somebody say spam key for a tin of that spam stuff. No, it's definitely a key. Looks like it's been broken down here. But yeah, a key. Lovely. Or it could be a watch key, maybe. Well, this is quite an interesting one. I'm at it all day messing about. And where was it? There. There. And this is to the chap who thinks that I'm burying stuff. You've got to be kidding, haven't you? I thought this was a bit of lead here. There's that lead there, but it's not. It's I think it's a long cross of sorts. It's completely trashed. Look at that. But we'll take it. It's a hammered, but look at that. How knackered is that? Oh dear. Anyway, we're off the mark, and this is hard. This is hard digging, but yeah, it's worth persevering, so to speak. I'll get some pictures. A bit of a relic. Always like digging these up, and it's a thimble. Oops, there you are. It's a bit bust and buckled, but nevertheless a thimble. Lovely. Shame it wasn't silver. That's been a bucket lister for me, but yeah, that'll do. On to the next. Well, you can see how long this grass is. It's really, really sort of long at the minute, and you're sort of 3-4 inches off the ground before you even start. But I reckon this might be a bit of can here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get it around a little bit. 75, 76, 77. Like I said the other day, with these sort of signals, if you can get it up here or up here, 9 times out of 10 it's a can. If it's about there, it could be tin, but it's definitely not a big can. So, and the ground here is solid. It's just had a bit of a watering overnight, and yeah, it's really sort of hard underneath. But anyway, saying that, this bit is pretty soft. Let's have a look. So it's in here somewhere. Let's have a quick look, see if we can find what it is. I just missed it in that corner there somewhere. Let's have a look. Maybe foil. I've had a lot of foil out of here, and I call it foil by foil. Still bloody in there. And I also call these sidewinders. Right, I'll just dig that out. Hang on a sec. Well, I got to the bottom of what it was, and it was in this bloody wall here. And normally, to me, they're crap when that happens. But no, we had got a sixpence here, look. A little bit of silver, a little bit of bling. Hang on, let's get the gloves off so we can get a... There you go, sixpence. And I think I've seen it as a veiled head. So that would put it around about 1880s, 1890s, maybe 1901. There you go, 1897, so that's about right. Yeah, milled edge, lovely. I'll get some pictures of that. How bright is that coin? Is that nice or what? Anyway, on to the next. do you know, I was just thinking when I dug that silver out here, these fields, they're huge. They're huge. You know, they go on for miles and stuff. Well, not miles, but they go on for quite a bit. And if you find yourself in these fields, I mean, I was talking to a gardener the other day, Aaron, about this, and he was saying that he looks for sort of landmarks, ponds, humps in the ground, and all that sort of stuff, the usual stuff, paths and stuff. But the way I do it is if I get into a field and it's huge like this, really, really big, I tend to sort of split it up. If I can't see any paths or I can't see any old walkways or anything like that where people would have dropped stuff, or what I do, I sort of cut the field up into squares. And if you imagine the English flagging it. So what I'm going to do is come across here, all the way over here, then I'm going to take a diagonal all the way down there, and so on and so forth. And I'll be marking in my head, that is, where there's hot spots and where I can hear the iron. And it's kind of sort of prospecting. But if you get into a field, and as most of you know, you get into a field and it's daunting, you think, where the bloody hell am I going to start? And you think, I'll just wander all over the place. Well, you'll be forever wandering all over the place. If you've known that you've flagged a little bit of the field and you know where the hot spots are, you can always go back. And you could probably off-centre that flag if you want to go over it again. But it does help when you get big fields like this. Trust me, it has worked for me. So I'm flagging this field now. And as it happens, the first flag, the first line, up with a silver. So I know that I'm going to be coming back here. It could be just a drop, but I'll have a look round here now just to see if there's anything else. And I'll be listening out for iron as well, because that's always a good sign as well. Anyway, enough of this trivia, on to the next. Just done the second bit of the flag and I've ended up with a threepenny bit here. I think it's a threepenny bit. Yeah, I mean, God help us, in years to come, there won't be any metal detectors, I don't think. Or at least these things won't be coming up. God, look at the state of that. That's probably 1960 something, 67. I think it's I can't even see it. I can see the portcullis on the front, but can't see the Lizzie on the back. Well, can you? Maybe? Just? Ooh, dear. Well, I think there's a 25 here somewhere. There we are. Gonna turn on it. It sounds leady. Might not be. 3 inches down maybe, on my calculations. So we'll do another live dig. There aren't much coming up. Not, you know, we're sort of really restricted to what sort of ground we can go across. And this pasture, I know people do get hammered up and stuff like that, and lots of good relics, but pasture ain't brilliant. Yeah, it's not very deep. It's in there somewhere. Let's have a look. Oof. Right, again, let's have a quick look. Hang on a sec. Well, that had me fooled if it was a hammer to start off with, but yeah, it's a button, and that was right on the top. It went 3 inches down. Blimmin' machine lying to me again. Ugh. Right, I think I've seen a silver edge on this one. Here, I think. Let's do a zoom in a minute. This looks pretty good. Here, can you see that edge? I reckon that's probably a sixpence or something, or silver. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. My God, look at that. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, that's nice. Hang on, let me clean it up a minute. Hang on. Well, I think that's a Lizzie. It looks like it's been clipped a little bit, and I think, not sure, I think that's a sixpence, isn't it? Oh, pardon me, is that a sixpence? Oh, bloody lovely. Don't you just love it when this happens? Anyway, one thing to say. Oh, bloody knackered after that. Hammered! Oh, that's a bit, yeah. On to the next.
Oh, Mr. Magpie. Oh, Mr. Magpie, bring us some luck. We know you hoard gold
Just imagine if this wasn't broken. That'd have been a cracker of a spectacle buckle. Look at it. Beautiful thing. What a shame. Might try and find the other bit, but that's probably down there because it's broken. Well, that's why it's down there. Lovely. Well, this is an odd one. I just found this sort of and a button, I think, there. And I come across here, and I reckon these are nutcrackers. So whoever sat there may have been cracking nuts, or having his nuts cracked. Who knows? Yeah, nutcracker. What do you reckon? How old? 1850, 1900? I think this bends over here and folds to here, and then you've got another thing that comes off of there, and then, yeah, nutcracker. Well, that was quite interesting, that field. I said I was going to flag it, and I did. And I had hammered up a couple of toasties, nutcrackers, buttons, and all sorts of bits and pieces. And it's not a real sort of busy field. It's quite quiet. And the grass, as I said, is about 5 inches there. But as I turn round here now, that was the reason why I wanted to split it, because I've got this one to look at now. So there's about another 10 acres, so I'm going to flag that, and it'd be interesting to see if I get the same sort of stuff up here. Don't know, but yeah, I'm going to flag it. I've done one little bit of it, and I bugger all. Well, this is the first find on this second field, a musket ball, and that I always say it dates back to Civil War, probably 1680, maybe, don't know, but a musket ball. Always pleased to see them, and I said that if I did find them, I would film them. But I need one, not too many. Unless it's a massive one. Well, you can't actually see what coin this is, or what it is even. Try and zoom in. Nothing on it at all. It's got 2 holes in it. And I thought, maybe button. No, it's too off-centered. Don't know, ain't got a clue. Well, I've been searching around here, and it's been bloody hard work. The lead is unbelievable. But it's paid off, because I got a little Roman grot here, I think. You have a look. What was I looking at earlier? Yeah, the head here. See the head? Yeah, you could definitely see the head there now. And on the back, there's your figure. What is it? I don't know. But, yep, that is lovely. It's only a grot, but I thought it was an old penny or something, but it's far too thick. Look at the thickness of that. It's far too thick. It's definitely a grot, definitely a face there. Lovely. It's still producing, look. We got a little, I think that's a Georgian shoe buckle, that. Yeah, we've had that roaming up, the lead, oh my God. If I never see another piece of lead again. But it's this lead that's been burnt as well. They've been messing about with it. I don't know if it's sort of 1800 stuff or going back 2,000 years, Romans. I would have thought so, because of that little sort of Roman grot we just found. But yeah, we just come off that bit, and we're now back on the pasture, the thick pasture. Yeah, and it is, as I said, 5 inches, and that's hard work. Well, here's a bit of one look. There's Vicky on the back of there. You see it? Victoria. Some little. Yeah, so we got Vicky, but look at the other side of this. Now, you'd expect to see a Britannia, and it could be a shilling, but look at that. Is that a shilling? I think it says on the bottom a shilling, doesn't it? We're thinking maybe a forgery, contemporary forgery. Don't know, really odd. Anyway, no idea. Definitely odd. I was expecting that to be a penny or a halfpenny, but with that on the back, weird. Well, probably not weird. Probably a logical explanation, but I can't get it in a minute.
Tomorrow we are off out digging, me and you. I just wish it was our living. We come so far with finds afar, with land that just keeps giving. Let's go digging, let's go digging, let's go digging.
Well, what couple of days that was. And that's my bangy head. Look at it. Oh, God. I needed some sense knocking into me, and I had it done by a big, massive branch. But never mind, that's that. Anyway, 6.5 miles later, and we've been over this pasture, this up here. Farmer's just turned up. He's just said, oh, can you move your van, because he wants to get his trailer out, and he's bailing up this and doing that. And anyway, we had a good chat to him, and he's going on about some fields he's going to cut, and he's going to text us when it's done. So that's, you know, good to bump into him, actually. Thanks for watching. What about the clip? The clip itself, we had hammereds, a couple of hammereds, silver, we had that Roman, we had some other bits and pieces, some buckles, some nutcrackers, some, just about everything you could think of, really. Trinkets again. Not as many as the last clip, but, you know, a fair bit. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for Tom for sponsoring us. And anybody else? No, I'm knackered. Oh, I just want to go now. Anyway, we'll see you all on the next.